Richard Bauer here, piano specialist at Rimmers Music, the piano people up here in Edinburgh. And I have to show you here the latest addition to our used instrument portfolio, which is a little bit different for us, but very, very fine nonetheless. In front of me here we have a Weinbach 5'7" boudoir grand in this beautiful polished mahogany finish. Now Weinbach might not be a name that instantly springs to mind, but if I mention the name Petrof, now Petrof made pianos, and he still do, for many, many years, and in fact Weinbach have made pianos since the 1880s. The area where this piano is made, originally, historically, was Bohemia. And we have this term Bohemian, meaning really artistic and very, very high quality. And it comes from this area. Bohemia now, of course, is part of the Czech Republic. And indeed, that's where this piano was made in 1999. So just over 25 years old. At 5'7", it's long enough to have this really warm, big, powerful bass without being too big physically, but it also retains a very, very clear, very dynamic, sparkly treble, which is really defined right at the top, and that's quite unusual for a piano of this size. I would describe it as probably on the bright side of medium. It's certainly not aggressive, and it's certainly not too bright, but it is quite a bright piano. Would suit maybe someone wanted to play film scores. There's no reason why you wouldn't get away with some big classical thing. Actually, that's really powerful. But there's no reason why you shouldn't play this gently as well. So I would describe this as a very versatile family instrument. Certainly it's an instrument that, even as a beginner, because the key bed is on the light side of medium, it's going to be really encouraging for a youngster or for someone who's just beginning their adventure on piano. But equally, as you've heard, it's very capable when you're working the piano hard. So I would say that the instrument itself actually is a very versatile instrument and actually would suit lots of different people. I'm going to play you out with one or two more, but just simply to say that although the Czech Republic might not spring to mind as an area of outstanding musical manufacturer, or indeed engineering, just think about the area that's in, and the place where this was made is actually very, very close, stone's throw away from the German border. So there's very, very much a Germanic influence in this, and that immediately says quality. This is not far away from places like Leipzig, which is a massive musical community. So again, that influence is in this instrument. And we're not that far away from Austria, where of course some of the most expensive pianos in the world come from Vienna. So we're not a million miles away from there. So although you know, the Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia kind of lived under the shadow of the Soviet Union, and we kind of associate that with some very, very laxed engineering techniques and very poor technology. Actually, all of that's gone. You only have to think how good, let's say, for example, a Skoda car is these days. Very, very good. As good as anything else in Europe. And just out of interest, I have an old Mercedes-Benz, and when I buy parts for my Mercedes, you'd be surprised how many of those come from the Czech Republic and their Mercedes parts. So do not be worried about where this is made, because actually it's the home of lots of amazing engineers and some wonderful musicians, as you'll hear right now when I just take you through a few more little bits on this Weinbach.